Research is important for any business to remain competitive in the market. It helps organizations to determine and analyze the preferences of its target consumers. Hello and welcome. I'm Stephen Ipalibo Lawson, and this is Business Matters, where business truly matters.
Business matters. Let's talk business.
Businesses can understand the demand of their product before they produce. Let us take our business update.
Hey beautiful, your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight. Now reading page 3. Experience unlimited superfast internet access from Entel 4G. Entel. Live more.
Taking managerial decisions that will develop innovative productions of a company and sustain its development depends absolutely on interpretation of research results by the researchers. Welcome to our professionals segment. Thank you for staying tuned with us on Business Matters. We are here at this particular segment where we're going to be exploring the topic, the role of research in business management. And joining me in the studio to do justice to that particular subject is no other person than an agricultural economist with a diversified experience ranging from economic research, agricultural business, marketing, agri-finance, value chain development and coordination, rural development and project management. He holds a doctorate degree from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, and he has been on board on different projects, especially when it has to do with climate finance as well as flood management. Please join me as I make welcome no other person than Dr. Ojo Mathew. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
It's a great honor and pleasure to have you. Great Ife.
Great. It's a pleasure being on your program too.
Thank you so very much. The role of research in business management. Is there any benefit attached to that?
Well, first of all, let's first understand what research is all about. When you talk about research is when you have a systematic investigation to establish facts or a fact, or you want to reach new conclusions, or you want to discover new facts. So that's what research helps you to do. And when you're talking about business, just like as we have it in other spheres of life, it's about taking decisions, okay? And if you want to take decisions, you need to be informed. So in other words, the quality of your decision is dependent on the quality of the information you have. And if you want quality information to manage your business, you must do research. You must investigate. You must ask questions. Whether you want to start a business or you're already in the business and you want to move higher, you want to beat competition, you need to gather information. And that information is gathered in a systematic way for you to understand your market. You want to understand your customer. You want to understand your competitors. You want to understand how to better project yourself to stay afloat. You know, doing business in Nigeria is not just, it's difficult. So you need to do research. You're talking about business management. Unfortunately, most business owners or starters don't see research as an important aspect of the entire management of their businesses. That's why you have businesses dying after 2 years, after 3 years, after 5 years. They don't go the extra mile to want to find out. Let's take, for example, you want to start a business. You need to understand the sector you are going into.
True.
One, and then you also need to understand what kind of product will I bring that will sustain me for long period. You know, everything we talk about now, we talk about sustainability.
Yes.
So you need to think sustainability into the business you are starting right from the word go. And in that sense, you need information.
So you're trying to make a case on the fact that research is more of a strategic engagement by business owners or management in order for them to stay above competition.
Yeah, it's not just to stay above competition, it's also for survival.
Okay.
You want to go into, for example, soap making. There are so many people into soap making. You need to do your research. Your research about where am I locating my business? Okay, what kind of soap will make people, do people want? Is it cheap? Is it the one that is available? Is it the one that has quality? Or is it the one that just gives them class over others? So that kind of research enables you to now define your product, because you know your market, you know who your target buyers are. You are able to also look at the target buyer. How large are they? Are they able to sustain me for so number of years? Okay, you know, but what we have in Nigeria these days, some people just see this person is into this business and is doing very well. I think there's money in it.
That's enough research.
That's the research they do. And unfortunately, many people have lost money. For example, over the years, you find, especially retirees, those who know they've retired, they've paid them their money, and somebody just tells them, oh, this business is good, why not go into it? No research, no time to really sit down and look. If a business is going to sustain you for just, you know, your customer base is going to sustain you for more than just 2 years, then the question is it that you just want your business to last for 2 years? So if after 2 years the business is going down, you also need to do a research. How do I move better than others? How do I differentiate my product and keep me
Now,
in line?
one of the things that comes to mind, especially when it has to do with survivor and of course sustainability, is that people imagine that research doesn't come cheap. So is it the desk research that somebody has to embark upon, or is it market research that you have to undertake? What exactly is the kind of research that can help you to make very informed decision that can help to drive your business towards profitability?
Thank you very much. Research comes in different shades. You don't have to have a research department.
Okay.
You know, before you start something, you need to count the cost. Whatever amount it will cost you to get the needed information to take informed decision should not be considered expensive. Because like opportunity cost, what you are not paying for in research, you will lose down the line when you start your business. You can get 1 or 2 persons, you can engage them. I need to get information in this area. I want to understand how these things are done. How do I move my business? And fortunately, we have marketing research outfits. You can pay them a token. That small or that extra mile or extra amount you take from your business can be the saving grace for your business down the line.
Does that form part of your business plan? Or it's a standalone activity in its own set?
Naturally or ordinarily, it should form part of the business plan. But you see, these days, there are all types of business plans. When people just go to the internet, download so many things, and just prepare whatever and give you and tell you, okay, we've done the business plan. No. Beyond what you ask people to do, there are some, what I call native intelligence. You can go to the market and then employ 1 or 2 persons to confirm. Remember, we said it is a systematic investigation.
Yes.
Okay, you want to establish a fact or facts and also discover new ones. So in the sense that you want to move your business further or you want to start a business, you need that knowledge, that information that will help you to make informed decisions. Now, for example, when we talk about marketing, there are a marketing concept, there are about 5 of them. You have the production concept, you have the product concept, you have the selling concept, you also have the marketing concept itself, and then the societal marketing concept. In all this, based on your research, you can decide this is what I want to do for my business. If it is a production concept is just about you want your products to be easily available, and inexpensive.
That
In other
leverages on
words,
distribution.
in
more
other
like.
words, your concern is your operations. You want to see how you can reduce cost of operations so that the products you get are cheap and are easily available everywhere. I don't want to mention products, but
No,
you know
please don't.
some products are easily found
Yes,
everywhere.
yeah, like
okay?
water. Water is
You can. Thank you for mentioning that. They are easily found everywhere. If it is the product concept you want to use based on what you have gathered from your research, you can say, okay, look, I want my own product to be unique. Okay?
Would that be in terms of design, in terms of content in itself, in terms of
quality,
branding,
in terms of
quality?
innovation. Okay? For example, phones. Some phones are known to be unique
Yes, true.
compared to others. So when people see the phone with you, they know, this is not just phone. This is the phone. You understand what I mean? So it depends on research. That is what gives you the leverage to say, I want to enter the market like this. And when you enter the market like that, you continue. And when you find out that your business is not doing well, you go back to research again. Do you need to rebrand? Do you need to change the packaging? Do you need to rename? In some cases, you might have to do that.
True.
Whatever you need to do, whether in terms of products, tangible products you're offering your customers or service, you need to constantly research on how better to make your product available to your customers or consumers.
One of the things you mentioned when you were explaining further was the fact that people just go to the internet and just download, and they feel that that itself is a concise job. And we know that research is actually helping us to mine data.
Yes.
The internet is one of the major sources for data mining. Do you think internet has done well for the research industry, or it has done well, more demerit?
Well, I would say it is meant to help, but it's not supposed to be the totality of the research you want to carry out. Of course, there are some basic information or data you can get. But you remember, we are saying investigating. When you have a fact on the internet, you need to verify. Okay? That's the investigation we're saying. If the internet tells you, okay, those who need a particular product are 5,000 in a location, just carry out a sample.
That's true.
That's what research is all about. Do a sampling. Interview 10 persons. And out of the 10, see the percentage that will tell you they want that product. That will help you to verify that information. So the internet cannot be you can't say it's a demerit to research. It's meant to help. But unfortunately, people are lazy. People are lazy, and some don't want to spend money.
And research
remember,
can sometimes be costly.
it can be costly, but if you don't do research, it's costlier. Because you will end up losing money, you lose your customers, and your product will just be ordinary if care is not taken. Because look at the space. There are so many competitors. Everybody needs to understand where and how to play so that they can survive.
Where your unique selling proposition is, in order for you to just guarantee flow of income. Because at the end of the day, it's not charity.
Of course, it's not charity. You are in business to make money.
To make money.
And you need to spend money to make money.
Now, bigger organizations sometimes might imagine that outsourcing those kinds of research functions are better off than having a department that oversees all of that. Would that obviously be the advantage of big organizations? SMEs don't necessarily have that as options for them.
Well, you're right. Some big organizations have research and development department, while others over the years felt they've come to believe that why spend so much money having a department? Why not just outsource when we want? Whatever mix you decide, or those organizations decide to consider or use, it depends on whether they want to cut cost.
Okay.
But the bottom line is that they still want to carry out research.
Okay.
All right. So whether they want to have their own department or they want to outsource it, the bottom line is that they want to constantly get information that will help them to take decisions that will better their businesses. For SMEs, you don't need to spend much, like I said, but just know what you want and see who can give you that information. Of course, they can use these marketing research outfits out there.
All right, we're going to be going on a break. Viewers, as soon as I come back, we will continue this very, very engaging conversation with Dr. Ojo Mathew.
Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Entel 4G. Entel. Live more.
Thank you. If you're just joining us, this is Business Matters professional segment, and we're exploring the topic, the role of research in business management. With me in the studio is Dr. Ojo Mathew. Now, before we went on a break, there was a thought I wanted to bring out, which basically is one that I'm very passionate about. We have a National Bureau of Statistics, and we realize that research has to do with data. Statistics obviously must be a tool in analyzing research. Is there some kind of correlation between such agency and available research for business operations?
Of course, there's always a correlation. You know, when the NBS looks at it from the global aspect, from the national aspect. Now, if you need data that concerns a particular area or location where you operate, you might not get that from the NBS. But then the NBS can give you an idea of what obtains in your surroundings. If you, of course, in research, you can't interview everybody. So data gathering is also about sampling. Okay? Yep. The sample is tending towards a particular message, whether they tell you that, okay, consumption in that area of a particular product is low or is high. But then if you now need a nitty-gritty to understand what exactly is going on in your particular location, you also need to go out. So it can only be complementary. Okay. However, they give you an idea of what is happening. For example, if I want to know the number of flights, local domestic flights in Nigeria, the NBS, will give me. But if what I'm looking at is I want to have an aircraft that flies to Benin, I would need to come down to what is the percentage of passengers that go to Benin. NBS can also give you an idea. Then you decide whether, rather than go for passenger aircraft, I go for cargo. You know, these are just things to give you an idea of what is happening. But, you know, you can't go to the NBS to go and look for data that has to do with how many fish sellers are in, what's it called? In your Okokomaiko, for example. So you need to go out and do that yourself.
You've had wonderful expertise in the areas of the agric value chain, and also in climate finance, as the case is. Would you mind sharing with us how research basically has actually helped in helping to drive value, especially in agricultural output in the country?
Well, thank you very much for that. You see, when it comes to value chain development, it's all about information. It's all about understanding where a particular value chain actor's activities starts and where it ends, and how you can take advantage along the different nodes of the chain. You see, data is always important, and research helps to drive. Let's take a commodity, for example. If you take a commodity like plantain, plantain is an agricultural commodity that Nigeria is not really pushing, and countries all over the countries in South America, they are making so much money ordinarily from plantain. You have the input. Of course, agricultural value chain starts from the input point of view. Then from the input, you look for the producer. From the producer, you have the transport that's coming in between. Then you have those who process. You have those who export. And if you look at it, you need to understand how this flows from one point to another. If you don't have that information, you won't be able to take advantage of that value chain. And then development of that value chain becomes a problem. Look at plantain now. It's produced here in Southwest and also around South-South. But then input is a problem, all right? They don't get the required input they need. Although plantain doesn't require much of no fertilizer, it's grown naturally. But getting quality suckers is a problem. Suckers that are not diseased. And then when you now plant, you now want to harvest. You know the way plantain comes. Once you cut, it starts ripening. You need someone to quickly transport. If you go from Osun down to Lagos or go to Ondo and want to come to Lagos, you need to see the way plantain is being transported in Nigeria. They are heaped one over another. The one below gets spoiled. And if you don't sell on time, it gets spoiled. So that transportation aspect is an opportunity for investment. Somebody can come and design trays where you can use to pack your plantain. Somebody can bring vans that are suitable for transporting plantain. So you see, it is because research has been done on what is happening along that value chain that you can see investment opportunities. And until you do research, you will know where people can take advantage of to make money.
But before we wrap up this one-on-one, the question I'd like to ask as a way of summarizing this discourse has to be for the benefit of the SMEs, because the SMEs are one of, we call them the bride of our hearts here on Business Matters. And then you, as an expert in this area, especially with research development, what will you say to that SME who is just starting up, and how relevant research is as a way of putting that tag on their mind?
Thank you very much. For an SME who is just starting up, my first advice would be understand very well the sector you want to play in before you do. It's not just understanding the market. You must also understand the policies, the rules, and the regulations that guides the kind of business you want to go in. And that helps you that when a government official comes to take advantage of you, you understand what the law says. SMEs needs to also learn to organize their operations. Most of the SMEs we have, or MSMEs if you like, they have this informal structure, which makes it difficult for them to play when it comes to access to credit. So when you have your operations formalized, no matter how small, you have records properly kept, things are done, any information that is needed by an external body, you can easily provide. Some of them tend to want to put it on their on their
As a matter of fact, documented research can actually make more sense for an investor, a prospective investor. If a man comes in, I like your business. What are the merits? What are the demerits? What are the opportunities? What are the outlooks? And then you come out and say, hey,
you have all your facts.
I have all my facts. These are my facts.
It tells the investor that you know what you are doing. And that's what is somehow lacking. You know, you just ask them, what do you want? How do you want us to help us in your business? I need money. Money to do what? You know, there must be an understanding of what the money is meant for. Just like you go to any place now, ask a farmer. Ask the farmer, what do you want? You say money. And if you ask him how much, most likely he will tell you 1 million. He doesn't know what he wants to use the 1 million for, but he wants 1 million.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Dr. Mathew. This has been, you know, time just flies, especially when you're having a very interesting discussion. The role of research in business management is no doubt is one we cannot take for granted. Yeah. It is towards profitability and sustainability, as the case is. Thank you so very much. We hope we're going to have you again, especially on climate finance. That's how much we can take on this segment. Please stay tuned with us. Business Matters continues. Business research is integral to the success of an organization, regardless of industry. Companies need to conduct excellent research as it helps to plan new products, develop advertising campaigns, and compete with direct competitors. That's much we can bring to you on this edition of Business Matters. Please do reach us on all our social media platforms. I'm Stephen, Ipalibo Lawson. Bye for now.
Business